Math 76, lesson 114. We are talking about mean, median, mode, and range. So these are 4 words that we have to learn and memorize the definitions of. Let's start with mean. So mean is the mathematical word for the average, right? If you remember average, that's when we add up a bunch of numbers and then we divide the numbers, or we divide whatever the answer to the addition was, we divide that by however many numbers we had. So if we had 5 different numbers, we would add all 5 of those numbers together, get an answer, and then take that answer, divide it by 5. And that gives us our mean, or our average, right? The next word we have to learn is something called the median, right? Now median, you can think of as being the middle number, right? So the way that median works is if you were to arrange all of your numbers from lowest to highest, the very middle number would be your median number. Now sometimes, if you have 2 middle numbers, so like for example, if you have an even set of numbers, you've got 2 middle numbers, you would just average the 2 middle numbers to find the median, right? Next, we've got the mode. So the mode, you need to think of the most. So whichever number shows up the most. Now mode is interesting because you can have more than one mode. Let's say you have a bunch of numbers and one of those numbers shows up 3 times. All right, and nothing else shows up 3 times. Well, then the mode would be 3. Or, sorry, not 3. I said that wrong. The mode would be the number that showed up 3 times. Okay. Now, what if you have 2 different numbers that show up 3 times? So let's say the number 7 shows up 3 times, and then the number 12 also shows up 3 times. Instead of the mode just being the number 7, you would have 2 modes. The modes would be 7 and 12. Right. So you can have multiple modes when it comes to a group of numbers. Last, we have the range. The range you can think of as the distance, right, or the difference. We'll say distance slash difference. Who remembers what difference means? That's correct. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to subtract the biggest, excuse me, the biggest minus the smallest. Right? Biggest minus the smallest. That's how we find the range. Now, just knowing these words isn't going to be helpful for many people. Hopefully this is helpful if you've come back to watch the video because you forgot what one of them meant. That's why I put the words in the front. Now let's figure out how we can do these different things on a set of data. All right, so let's say we've got a set of numbers and we need to find the mean, median, mode, and range for this set of numbers. So the very first thing you need to do every single time we have to solve one of these problems is we need to write all the numbers in order from smallest to largest. This is probably going to be the least favorite step for a lot of you children because you don't want to do the tedious work of rewriting it all. And you're going to think, why can't I just do it like this? Well, the reason why is because I said so, and also because that helps you figure out the range and the median. You can't figure out the range and the median unless your numbers are written in order from least to greatest. So let's see here. What's the smallest number? It's a 6. So here's the way I do this. I'll cross out the 6 and then I'll put the 6 there. Okay. What's the next number? 7. Okay. There's a 7, and there's actually multiple 7s. So I add each of those. So there's 2 7s. Next number is 8. All right, and then there's another 8. Any other 8s? Nope. Okay. Next number is 9. 9 again. 9 one more time, and there's another 9 hiding over there. Okay, next number is 10. Okay, there's a 10, there's a 10, and there's a 10. Great. Now I've successfully rewritten my numbers in order, and here's a great step to check to make sure you didn't miss any. Let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. I know I didn't miss any now. So now that I've got my 12 numbers in order, let's start with the mean. Okay. So the average. So what I need to do is I need to add all 12 of these numbers together. So let's see here. I could do 6 plus 7. That gives me 13. Yeah, 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay, 13 plus 7. That gives me 20. let's see here, I could add 8 and 8, that's 16. 20 plus 16, that is 36. Ooh, this is getting tough. Oh, hey, I've got 4 9s. How about if I just do 9 times 4, right? 9 times 4, that's 36. Hey, I've got 36 and 36. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 6 plus 6 is 12. 60 plus 12 is 72. Okay, and then, hey, I've got 3 10s. 10 times 3 is just 30. So 72 plus 30, that's 102. I found the sum, okay? So some of you may have just seen the method that I've been doing. I do this in class a lot when I'm adding or simplifying stuff. So this is a rule that we'll actually learn in algebra, but this is a way that you can add your numbers, right? And then keep track of adding a lot of numbers. So I've got 102. Now I have to take 102 and divide it by 12, right? 12 will not go into 10, so I have to guess how many times 12 will go into 102. Well, if I know my 12 times tables, I know that 12 times 8 equals 96, so I'll start there. 8 times 12, I get 96. Let's see here, I'm going to borrow from the 10. 12 minus 6 is 6, and 9 minus 9 is 9. Oh, okay, so it looks like I'm going to have a decimal answer, right? So I'll add the decimal, we'll put the 0, bring it down, put my decimal there. How many times? Oh, 12 goes into 65 times. Perfectly. 5 times 12, 60. Perfect. I've got my mean. My mean is 8.5. So 8.5. So on my answer block, I'm going to write mean, colon, 8.5. That's one of my first 4 answers. Great. Now let's figure out the median. Remember, I said median is the middle number, and we cannot figure this out until we organize our numbers from largest to smallest. Okay? So to find the middle number, I count how many numbers there are. Let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, what's the middle of 12? Well, half of 12. Well, there's a couple ways I could do this. I could count from each side. I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until I meet at the 2 middle numbers, or I could divide 12 by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And since it's an even number, then I'm going to have to take the 2 middle numbers, right? If it were an odd number, let's say it was 13, 13 divided by 2 would be 6.5. So I would count to 6, and then I would take the middle 7th number, okay? So if it's an odd number, you always take 1 more, or you round up when you divide. If it's an even number, you would just take the 2 middle numbers and average it, because these are the 2 middle numbers. So what I have to do is I do 9 plus 9, that gives me 18, and then I have to divide that by 2, which gives me 9. Hey, that worked out. My middle number is just 9. So median 9. Will it always work out that easily? No. Sometimes your medians will be 2 different numbers, and your average might be a decimal. Okay, this one just turned out to be a whole number, so that was great. Now let's talk about the mode. The mode is which number shows up the most. So this is something else that's easy to see when you organize your numbers from smallest to largest. It's easy for me to see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 9s, right? Nothing else has 4, so my mode is going to be 9 as well. Okay, now last thing, let's talk about the range. Remember, range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. So I go to my data. I'm going to look at the number on the left, the smallest number. I look at the number on the right, the biggest number, and I do 10 minus 6. My answer is 4, so my range is 4. And this is my final answer, right? Mean 8.5, median 9, mode 9, range 4. Okay, that's it for lesson 114, mean, median, mode, and range. If you guys have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.